Ready? Our next speaker is an experienced founder who has built, operated, and exited multiple businesses over the past 15 years. Today, she is here to share her powerful story with all of you. I have had such a great time getting to know you, Alice. Please welcome Alice Chen.
Hello, I'm Alice Chen. I travel a lot and I'm always trying to pack lighter while having everything I need. I know, it sounds like a metaphor. We all don't want to take on any extra baggage, and yet we want the comfort of having everything. But there's more to my pursuit than just a lighter suitcase. My pursuit is about optimizing and operating at high performance. When I'm missing something, I don't feel 100% me. And when I pack extra stuff, I get annoyed with myself for failing to optimize. Routine is important for maintaining high performance. So I keep a daily list of habits I check off like a scorecard. I have 6 habits before noon, 3 in the afternoon, and 4 intentions I'm always working on. If I'm not checking things off this list, I get disappointed in myself. I was born in Taiwan to a dragon mom who was one of the country's first female bankers. She's a trailblazer, and I learned a lot from her. At family events, she always sat with the men talking business while my aunties huddled together to discuss other stuff. I thought she was badass. However, having a dragon mom has its repercussions. Unless I performed to her standards, I didn't get affections from her. And that was the genesis of a little dragon. When I was 5 years old, I found out my mom was given a bag of toys my older cousins had outgrown. She deemed this bag of toys too dangerous for me. So she hid them under the bed, thinking it offered maximum security. I couldn't get the idea of this treasure bag out of my head. So one day, when my mom wasn't looking, I went under her bed and pulled out the bag. I couldn't believe my luck. Inside this bag, there were many things that wowed me. I remember there was a water gun, there were some plates and teacups, but the toy that jumped out at me was a sparkly pink plastic fish. It had fake fins and sharp edges, and yet it was small enough for me to put in my mouth to pretend I was eating it. No wonder it was banned. However, where my mother saw danger, I saw opportunity. The next day, I gathered my posse of friends and told them I had access to big kid toys. They were all in. I then executed a plan. I snuck the bag of toys in my backpack to school the next morning. And at the second recess, my posse and I met at the far edge of the field, and I unveiled the toys. They screamed, "Alice, you're our hero!" And just like that, my status as their leader was cemented. I was the shit, and I liked it. After school, I calmly returned the toy bag to its hiding place, like an Ocean's 11 heist, and couldn't wait to do it all over again. My plan was executed flawlessly, and we continued to have the best play sessions of our lives. I'm some version of this story every day in my work. Running a land development private equity fund is the current version of my pink plastic fish. It's a little out of my comfort zone, it's sharp, it's cutting edge, it gives me status, it's fun, and ultimately, it reflects to me the badass that I am. I've been growing something out of nothing since the age of 6. At 13, I got a little bit more sophisticated. My 2 younger siblings and I each got a small monthly allowance. and I kept a mental tally of my younger sister's allowance net worth. Because I was older, I got to walk to the corner store. I would buy things like pencils or erasers for $1, and then I would turn around and sell them to her for $5. She didn't know the fair market price, and I enjoyed the profit margin. I must say, it was a genius move, but slightly dangerous, the danger being my mom. Her finding out will not be a good look on me. In 4th grade, I was elected to be the order enforcer. And yes, that's a thing in Asia. The order enforcer in the class government, which meant I could enforce order in the classroom. It didn't take long before I started to abuse my power when the teacher wasn't around. What can I say? It's human nature. There were 3 boys who particularly did not enjoy my abuse of power and decided to teach me a lesson. The ringleader was the local baker's son, and their plan was to block me on my way home from school and beat me up. I got tipped off about this, and I was scared. Lo and behold, one day they executed on their plan when I was lagging behind the other kids. And surely enough, they stood in a line and blocked my path home. I was terrified, but I knew I couldn't show them any fear. They yelled at me, "You had it coming. We're gonna beat you up now." I blurted out, "Whatever," and I walked through a gap between them. I just kept on walking. They didn't expect this. They thought I would cry or try to run, but I just remained calm, and I just kept on walking. It completely confused them, and they didn't know what to do next. I just kept on walking in big strides. I held my tears until I got home. When my father opened the door, I bawled like a baby. Next thing I know, my dad had taken me to the bakery to tell the owner what his son had done. The baker apologized profusely, gave us free, delicious treats, and the next day, all 3 boys had their tails between their legs. Apparently, the ringleader boy got his ass kicked by his dad. Didn't think that one through, did you, bro? I learned a little bit about myself that day. I was definitely being a little bit too much and misusing my power. But I was also just trying to do my job. When you have a job to do, you can get bullied and threatened in the process. It was true then, and it's true now. Which is why I hang on to my list of daily habits as my anchor. This list allows me to rise up to my full light. It keeps me accountable and helps me forecast my future. In 1994, tensions between Taiwan and China were escalating. So our family moved to Vancouver. When I finished my junior year of high school, my parents decided to move back to Taiwan. I was 16 at the time and had a choice to go with them, but I decided to stay, which defined the rest of my life. Since I stayed, I ended up not having a lot of time with my parents, but had I spent more time with them, I would not be the person I am today. My parents, coming from their best intentions, created a small safety box for their kids, leaving little room for us to become the person we want to become. By choosing to stay in Canada by myself, I was able to seek out my own people and my own path. And this is how I continue to up-level and be an outlier. Eventually, I became a lawyer and went on to build multiple businesses over the past 15 years. It's the pink fish philosophy. A little out of my comfort zone, a little bit dangerous, mixed in with some fun, and a permanent reminder of my badass status. Armed with the spirit of this pink fish, I know teams can be formed, missions can be accomplished, and feelings of joy and adventure is to be enjoyed every day. Thank you.
What a pro. The mic switch, you use the mic perfectly. You're a phenomenal speaker. How funny is her story? Oh my goodness. I know that you're all thinking of questions to ask her during Q&A. You did a phenomenal job. How do you feel?
Amazing, and it was such a pleasure to work with you.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're easy to work with, that is for sure. Thank you, Alice. Thank you.